Hi, Dan from Literary Gladiators, and today we're looking at Stephen King's Carrie. Now, many people may be familiar with Carrie from the original 1978 movie, I think it was 78, and the other movies that have come out of it, and pretty much it's been mentioned in movies and other pop references as well. So I decided to read the original novel, since I was a big fan of the original movie. I thought it was the time the thing is to actually read and see what the original book is like. I did notice some differences, some major ones. The biggest major difference I didn't know is the way, is kind of the ending. The ending is very much different than the movie. For example, the way Carrie kills everyone is that she's not in the gymnasium, she's kind of outside the gymnasium. And the way she kills her mother, she doesn't like stab her with a bunch of knives, she just makes her heart stop, which was kind of different, but I kind of liked it. It's still good, you know. One of the things I want to talk about is the way the book is written. The book is written in very much a different way. It's not like a first person perspective that we're seeing. It is done by narration of like multiple characters who were part of the event. And we kind of hear so it's them telling the story after the fact, after the events had happened. So we're not seeing the events as they unfold, we're hearing about them after they unfolded, but it's all told in chronological order, and it's kind of like we're reading a story. It's not a true story, but it's kind of told like it's a true story in a way. If that makes any sense of what I said? You kind of get what I'm saying. Just if you read the book, you'll see what I mean. It's kind of like a narration story telling of events that happened. Another thing about Carrie's thing is that the message it's trying to send is what I think is the biggest point of Carrie. So this book was banned in many schools for its use of violence, cursing, and negative view of religion. And it basically shows different things, like how certain religious people hold their beliefs, and the thing is how that can sometimes affect people both negatively. Which, Stephen King has always been very negative and critical of religion in all of his books, not just Carrie. But also the fact that this book deals with things such as bullying, which is a thing that a lot of people can relate to. I related to it in school. Not to this degree, though, where, that stuff has happened. But in real life, it has led to people committing acts of violence. And the thing is, for things getting, worse than they really need to be. And I feel the thing is that this book brings attention to it, and it saves itself from being too real by adding in the fantasy element of telekinesis as being the violence of it. But I feel it's a good book, and the thing is, it's hard to say who the villain is in this. I wouldn't say Carrie is the villain, she's kind of more the victim. And the thing is, like, the people that she ends up killing in the end are the villains. I don't know, it's really hard to determine who's the bad guy in this book. Maybe there isn't a bad guy. Maybe they're all just different shades of gray. Or maybe they're all evil. Who knows? But I feel Carrie is a great book to read. Alright? And, funny enough, when I was reading this book, I imagined the characters of the 1978 version. John Travolta was in the book. Apparently, in my mind. But if you're a fan of Stephen King and or a fan of his work, I would definitely recommend reading Carrie. All right, I enjoyed it. I think you will too. Till next time, keep reading.